Today's episode of the More You Know podcast is brought to you by CrowdQuestion, a brand new social communication platform focused on connecting crowds to bring everyone closer to their community, as well as enhancing any occasion. Rather than being a social media platform focused on content and advertising, they're focused on communication and connection. Learn more about the platform and download the app free at crowdquestion.com.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
No
podcast.
Today I want to share the do's and don'ts for handling problems that John C. Maxwell discusses in his book Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. Everyone faces problems in life, and problems get better or worse depending on what you do or don't do. What this means is that the key to overcoming problems and learning from them is to approach them the right way. What this means is that you ultimately dictate whether a problem positively or negatively affects you. Similar to having control over your feelings, as I've discussed recently on the podcast, you also have control over how you handle problems. So with this being said, I now want to share John's do's and don'ts for handling problems, starting with the don'ts. First, don't underestimate the problem. Along with that, don't underestimate your power to cope with the problem. Number 2 is to don't overestimate the problem. Don't let problems form unnecessary anxiety and fear in your life. Then number 3 is don't wait for the problem to solve itself. You must take action towards a resolution. And finally, number 4 is don't aggravate the problem. Focus on making the problem better, not worse. By simply avoiding doing these 4 things, it will make it easier to overcome problems. And along with that, if you want to turn them into opportunities for learning, then you should apply these following do's, which I'm about to go through. The first is do anticipate the problem. What this means in metaphorical terms is that they say the punch that knocks you out isn't necessarily the hardest one, but the one that you didn't see coming, meaning preparation is vital. Number 2 is do communicate the problem. We must communicate our problems with those they affect, and if they just affect you personally, this means it should be done through things like meditation and positive self-talk. From here, number 3 is do evaluate the problem. You must weigh out your options and figure out what to do. And finally, number 4 is do appreciate the problem. Focus on the growth that can come from the problem, and be grateful for the positive influence it can have on you. Regardless of who you are, what position you're in, or what you're looking to accomplish, you're going to face problems in various aspects of life, and there's proper and improper ways to handle it. But luckily, by being aware of these do's and don'ts, you'll be able to make the most of the problems you face in life, and this will assist with making a tremendous impact in this world and crafting a life of significance. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it. Check out other episodes. Leave a review. Follow the podcast on social media at More You Know Pod. And sign up for CrowdQuestion to ask me questions about the episode. Again, thank you for listening as we propel through podcasting with the More You Know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
No
podcast.